Hello children, welcome to today's English class. Today we are going to read Unit 5, Alice in Wonderland. New words: scuttling, running hurriedly or secretively with short, quick steps, clutching, holding tightly, muttering, to say in a voice that can barely be heard, to talk or grumble in secret or in private. Curious, strange, gasped, to say something while catching one's breath, cried, shouted. Curious, eager to know or learn something, squeezed, managed to get into or through a narrow or restricted space, ballooned, to swell out in a spherical shape, parachute, a device like an umbrella. Tunic, a short coat. Ruff, a kind of a collar. Bursting, to be so full as almost to break open. Poked, stuck out. Stretched, extended. Fluttered, to fly unsteadily by flapping the wings quickly and lightly. Now let's begin reading Unit 5, Alice in Wonderland. Have you ever seen a rabbit talking like a human being? What do you think will happen if animals start talking? What a fascinating world it will be. Let's now read a small extract adapted from Lewis Carroll's popular children's fantasy book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which is full of humor and magic. Warning: you must leave all your logical reasoning behind before you begin reading this extract. One summer day, Alice and her kitten, Dinah, were sitting on the branches of a tree. Down below, her sister was reading aloud from a history book. But Alice wasn't listening. She was dreaming of a world where cats and rabbits wore clothes and lived in little houses. She picked up Dinah and climbed down from the tree. Just then, a white rabbit came scuttling along. He was clutching a large watch. The white rabbit looked at his watch and he ran past Alice, muttering, "I am late, I am late." "How curious," gasped Alice. "What could a rabbit possibly be late for?" "Please," she cried, "wait for me." But the rabbit didn't stop. "I am late," he cried and disappeared into a large hole at the foot of a tree. Alice was now very curious. She squeezed into the dark hole and crawled after him. Suddenly, she found herself falling down, down, down. Luckily, her dress ballooned out like a parachute and she began floating. She looked around and saw that there were all kinds of strange pictures and furniture hanging on the walls of the tunnel. At last, Alice reached the bottom. The white rabbit was just disappearing round the corner at the end of the very long corridor. "Wait!" cried Alice, chasing after him. At the end of the corridor was a tiny door. Alice tried the doorknob. "Eek!" cried a voice. The doorknob was speaking. "I am looking for the white rabbit," said Alice. "Please let me through." "Sorry, you are too big," replied the doorknob. "Try the bottle on the table over there." Alice looked around and saw the bottle labeled, "Drink me." Alice tasted a little. Soon she finished every drop. Suddenly, Alice began to shrink. Soon she became so tiny that she was able to get through the little door. On the other side of the door, Alice found herself on the edge of a large forest. She saw the white rabbit through the trees in the distance. She started to run after him, but suddenly her way was blocked by two fat little men, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. "My name is Alice," said Alice. "I am curious to know where the white rabbit is going." The two little men began talking at the same time. Alice couldn't understand what they were saying, so she decided to set off in another direction. Soon she came to a little house. As she walked up the path, the White Rabbit ran out of the front door. He was now dressed in a tunic and ruff. "Oh my, I'm late," he cried, and then he said to Alice, "Go and get my gloves." Alice was too surprised to argue and went inside the little house. She searched everywhere. Finally, she lifted the lid of a jar and found some biscuits. They looked very good to eat, so she took one. When Alice ate the biscuit, she started to grow and grow and grow. Soon she was so big that she was bursting out of the house. Her arms poked through the windows and her legs burst out of the door. "A monster!" cried the White Rabbit. "Perhaps if I find something else to eat," said Alice, "it will make me small again." She stretched out her hand and pulled up a carrot from the garden. When she ate it, she began to shrink. Soon she was so small she could crawl under the front door. The rabbit, pleased that the monster had disappeared, ran off down the garden. Alice tried to follow him, but now that she was so tiny, the grass seemed like a huge forest. "And who are you?" asked a sleepy voice. It was a caterpillar lying lazily on a mushroom. "I am Alice," replied Alice, "and I wish I was a little taller." Suddenly the caterpillar turned into a butterfly. "I can help," said the butterfly, pointing at the mushroom. "One side of this will make you taller. The other side will make you shorter." Then the butterfly fluttered away. Alice looked at the mushroom, trying to decide which side would make her taller. Finally, she broke off a piece from each side and took a large bite from one. Luckily, she had chosen the correct piece and was soon back to her normal height. She dropped the pieces of mushroom into her pocket. Adapted from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll lived from 1832 to 1898. Was a notable English writer of children's fiction like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and its sequel, Through the Looking Glass. His real name was Charles Lutwidge Dodson, and he was an extraordinary mathematician. With that, we complete the reading of Unit 5, Alice in Wonderland. Thank you and happy reading.